I'll call the meeting to order as vice chairman, as the chairman is absent for this meeting, Monday, March 16th, 2026, at exactly 5 p.m. Pledge of Allegiance. Let's start off with that. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. All right. Approval of the agenda. I'm looking for a motion and a second on that.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Business items. Consider approval of the September 4th meeting minutes. Did everybody get a chance to look at the meeting from September 4th, 2025, the last time we met? And if so, I'd entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion.
And a second?
Second.
Second, thank you. Any other further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So now we get into reviewing and considering the action on the 2026 Business Improvement Grant Program and applications that we have been working on for a couple of years now. And so the first page is kind of lays out what we talked about and the purposes of the guidelines and so on. Eligible projects, tier 2, tier 3 categories, ineligible products and so our projects, the application process, and Nick has put in together. We got a weighted category. As you remember, we spent time working on that, on the project impact, feasibility, timeliness, and non-funded application bonus, weight of 5. Total possible points is 20 points. And then Nick, if you want to at this point take over and give us our applicants.
Thank you very much, Vice Chair. We have 2 applicants this round for the Business Improvement Grant Program. The first is Mayor Lumber with Andy Metzold, and he has proposed a project where he will be enclosing in one of the sheds, the larger sheds that he has with that. Get down to the picture there. So you can see the picture here. This is the existing shed as is, and then what he's proposing to doing is close this all off, and then about here and here add an overhang door, and on this side add an overhang door as well. For security, better climate control in there, just general improvement of the area. And for that, total project cost of $74,778, requesting the maximum grant amount of $10,000 as specified in the program. And then for the second one, proposal from Brad Quass to do some finishing touches to Suite 3 of the old fire hall that he took over in 23, I think that was, and began renovations on it. So for Suite 3, it'd be installing glass in the front, adding some exterior, that part of it, the exterior landscaping, that would be ineligible in the grant program. And then in Suite 3, pour and level the floor on that. So total project cost would be $11,540, with half of that total amount being eligible for grant funding. Beyond that, any questions I can field from board members on any specifics with that? They seem like pretty straightforward projects.
What do we have for cash available?
Current cash available. Current balance is $36,723.73. This does not include the EDA's annual allotment of $50,000, which is due to be transferred over. I'll give a report a little later after we're done with this, but we do still have 3 outstanding projects that have yet from 25 and 1 from 24 that have not been closed out. That's a future discussion here tonight. If you take those off, you're looking at, with the $50,000 allotment, you're talking $61,573.73.
Got it. Hello? Peanut Gallery, okay. So there's plenty of money in the account to fund both these projects,
Correct.
looks like to me. Okay. Any comments from staff, not staff, but committee members on the projects? Your feel for all of them?
No,
Nikki, what do you think about the Mayor Lumber? Makes sense?
yeah, it makes sense because, you know, just improving, continue to improve the building and
Yeah.
I don't-
Security reasons, right?
for
Safety
security,
reasons.
yeah. I mean, it's definitely an expensive project for them, so this is just a small portion of what we can, support for them, but I think it's definitely a positive for that business.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay. Brad?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay. Well, if that's the case, then let's do them individually, maybe make a motion to approve
Certainly
funding
good.
the $10,000, the maximum allowable through the program, the improvement grant program to Mayor Lumber. Entertain a motion to do that in a second.
so moved.
Right? Second, Nikki.
Yep, second.
Any discussion, further discussion?
No?
Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next up, Quas Properties. I just have a question. So, Suite 3, where is that one at?
Right in the center.
Right in this, okay, the one that's got the garage door yet, right?
Correct.
Got it, okay. And then how many square feet is Suite 3?
Shy of 900 square feet.
900, okay. Just shy of that.
Do you have a tenant interested in it?
Not as of yet.
Okay.
I mean, possibilities, but not until I get closer to finish. No promises.
But it will make it easier for a tenant to possibly come in if it's already kind of completed and all the inside just needs to be done.
Absolutely.
So if
Easier
there's
to
like a time,
visualize.
visualize,
Yep.
what is that going to look like? Granted, it will look like the other ones, but sometimes like people need a quick move in if you find somebody
Mhm.
instead
I
of,
lost a few already that way. Yeah.
yeah. So just having it ready to go.
Okay. I'd entertain a motion to approve the Quas Properties for the maximum of 10,000 of the Business Improvement Grant Program.
Motion.
Motion second.
Second.
Any additional discussion? Yep.
Okay, so we would only fund half of the amount, correct?
Half of the eligible amount, correct?
Hell,
Half of the
okay,
eligible
so that would
amount.
be like what is half of 11,000?
55?
I don't remember what the total was without subtracting out the 800 quick in my brain.
The total was 1234.
Yeah.
12,340.
Right, but we can't, the 800 is not included, correct? Is that what you're saying?
Right, landscaping and things of that.
Yeah, so you have to take out the 800.
So it'd be 5,770 would be grant eligible.
Okay, a friendly amendment, just to the fact that the amount would be 5770 for the grant application for Quas Properties when you make your motion in your second, which we've got. And you're okay with that, the motion in the second? Okay. Any more discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign, and or abstain.
Abstain from voting.
Perfect. The motion does carry. All right, Economic Development Authority reports. Nick?
When are you going to talk about, I'd like to talk about the program a little bit more.
Sure.
We can do that now if you want to.
Is that what this is?
Oh, this
I
guy-
want to understand like these three and the timeline. I want to talk about that.
Maybe I will be touching on this as part of my conversation with it. So you want to do it that way?
Yep.
Okay. So included it here, I didn't have it in the packet as I put it together. Have a bit of a memorandum update. So we've first had this program since its inception in 2024 is aimed at aiding local businesses. And since then, we have awarded in 24 and 25, 15 projects with 3 current outstanding. And I just want to discuss those a little bit. 2 of those projects are the same property owner and the third is still underway. So the 2, one from the 2024 cycle, this is Madsen Rents at 121 Ash Avenue North. This project was to renovate the interior floor layout, make space to make the space more attractive for leasing, along with replacing windows, doors, painting, exterior lighting, and a new furnace AC unit. To date, no reimbursement request has been received. Windows and exterior lighting have been completed with the remainder unknown. With this project, Mr. Madsen also, when he opened up the roof, he found out there were problems there and he needed additional time and what have you to get that corrected. That then led us to the 2025 funding cycle when he came back in and requested additional funding to correct the 2024 deficiencies in the ceiling roof. This was to do that, plus insulate, renovate the bathroom, and add roof venting. This was approved, and to date, no reimbursement request has been received. I've had very few projects. I've been reaching out every so often, probably once a month, to get an update on things or so, and just haven't gotten a lot of feedback from him. He says it's continuing, work's still happening, but there's really no details I'm getting out on this project. Number 3, North Star Dental at 400 Ash Avenue North in Suite 1 for the 2025 funding cycle. This was to renovate the suite space into a dental clinic. Funding was specific to electrical, plumbing, flooring, ceiling, and wall construction. To date, no reimbursement request has been received. However, reports from Mark and Brad here indicate work is still progressing with an anticipated request coming in spring of 2026 on that. So North Star Dental is still continuing apace. No concerns there. Starting to have concerns with the Madsen rental property on whether that will be followed through. Now, the grant program is a reimbursement style program, so work has to be done. You have to submit receipts, then you get the money. So we are not out anything currently,
Right.
but want to have discussions because at some point you got to say, time's up.
Yeah.
So maybe that leads into some of the questions you had here, but I would be having discussion on what we think that might look like.
But did we talk about that when we initially set up the program? I swear that we spent some time talking about what happens if they don't finish it.
I don't recall.
That they
Yeah, we
become,
did put a
didn't we?
timeline on
There
it.
was a timeline.
Was there?
It
Okay.
wasn't much and we just were
The ba-
extended it.
Basically, it was 150 days, and then I could offer extensions. Now, the 24 to 25, he had discovered deficiencies in the roof to fix that, but now we gone through 25, and
Yeah, there you go, 150, that's number 4 under program guidelines.
we haven't seen conclusion of that. So looking for a bit of guidance from the EDA board on how much leniency we still want to grant to Mr. Madsen on this.
Well, it looks like we gave you the authority, so extensions may be granted by the city administrator, so.
My personal feedback is give him 2026, and if I don't see anything in 2026, because then you will have had
2 years.
at least 2 years to get a lot of this done. And if you can't get it done in that order, I don't know if it'll ever get done.
I would suggest a 90-day prior to your deadline letter stating that we will not be funding your projects that we initially approved due to the fact that you have not completed it.
Right.
You have 90 days to complete this project. And then at 30 days, write them another one. So it's just a reminder that 30 days is all that we have left. We won't fund this project in the future because your lack of getting it done within the parameters. You've had over 150 days upon my, and I realized that the roof had been repaired or whatever, but we still have to wrap this thing up.
Mhm.
If you don't respond within 30 days and then find a final after, your timeline has lapsed and we will no longer fund your project. If you want to reapply, that's fine.
Mhm.
So now I see that he moved out of his house in the corner there. It's kind of like in the middle of the night kind of deal. They're not living there anymore.
Okay.
So, but he has other rental properties that he has
He bought the house next to the
Yeah, I was gonna say he
church.
lives in the middle of it now,
in the middle of it
in the
now.
middle
Okay.
of the block.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, my guess,
You got a lot of things going on,
well, I
So
I
I'm
don't
correct.
mind. I let that we've given him the extension because there
Yes.
was additional problems found.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
No.
coming up with that initial, because it's a matching grant.
Right.
The problem I see is this year, if we had like the same amount of applicants as last
Right.
year that we had this year, and all of a sudden now we're like, okay, we could have awarded everybody if these two were not being completed, and we've been now waiting 2 years, even though 150 days is kind of our guideline.
Right.
Then I would struggle a little bit more with this conversation, but because there's additional funding and not as many applicants this year, I'm fine, but I agree, 2026,
Yeah.
2 years on the project, and it would be welcome to reapply.
Yeah.
And it would, for those projects.
And he got a copy of the program guidelines. He can see it right in there.
Yeah.
And he signed that he got it or what, I mean, so he's fully aware of it.
And I was thinking the same thing Nick was thinking the first of the year, but on that letter 90 days prior, you could send him a letter now. And
You
tell him,
could, yep.
And that was actually my plan. I wanted to make sure, my thought was give him through 2026 to get it all done. If he doesn't have it done by end of year, well, if that worked fine with that, tomorrow I'll shoot him an email saying,
Yeah.
here's what the consensus was. FYI, you've got 9 months.
Yeah.
8.5 months.
Yep.
And then those funds just get released because right now they're being held
Right.
to
Yep.
his projects and then they're released back into the program for 2027.
Right. Yep.
and let him know he can reapply. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Then my next question is, because we only had 2 projects that don't even equal 20,000. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with asking for another 50,000 next year. Does that make sense?
Correct. And I share the same, and my thoughts align with yours. When I saw the application pool came in, I was wondering if we were going to get as many this year as we had in years past. It seems like businesses have taken advantage of it. Mayor doesn't have a huge business community, so it's a shorter list to take advantage. And we generally have nice buildings in town, so there's not a ton to do. So I would say, when we look at, let's say we fund everything, and at year end 2026, even with these projects, we're looking at having 45,000 left over. So it could be what I would see is we have a point where the EDA has a pool of money that can just be held. You're not going to be adding 50,000 every year and you're sitting on a boatload of cash.
Right.
Enough so that you can perform a grant round, see what comes in, spend it down. And if you start getting low, make the request back to city council the next year.
Yes, that's what I'd like to do
Refill it
because
back
I don't
up.
want all of a sudden there to be this like large pool of money that we can really not utilize because people aren't coming and then now it just sits there.
Doing
It's
nothing.
not really
Right.
good with taxpayer
Right.
funds.
Nope, I agree 100%.
Okay, so then when do we have to decide what we would want if we want to? Because right now with 45,000 with 2 applicants, like I would be comfortable not requesting money for 2027.
So, right, we're talking about 27 here because 26 has already been budgeted, I assume, right?
Yes,
Yep,
correct.
okay. So 27. So the recommendation by the committee would be not to fund the 50,000 for 2027.
Right, and just use the 45. And then there's a possibility of the 2 projects not being funded
Yep.
in 2026.
Right, we get the possibility of that 10,000 coming back because it's restricted at this point on the one we
Yeah.
talked about. So, right,
Both of Madson's projects would be just shy over 15,000.
15,000, okay. And the dental was 10 to the max?
Correct.
All right, so you got 25,000 basically sitting out there. held
So
fund.
if everything goes through, Madsen completes this,
Yeah.
dentist in, the ones we just approved, everything happens. You're sitting on 45,000.
Got it.
So it
Yeah.
would go up to 60,000 if Madsen doesn't. I assume North Star will. That I don't
Yeah.
have doubts
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, because you can see they're in progress. The electricians
Yeah.
are every day. It's just they haven't got
They
it
just have
finished.
to complete it.
Right, and then they got to get it inspected.
I Yeah.
So electrical's a little different than just kind of
Yeah.
putting a shingle on, right? You got to get the electrical inspector, and there's only so many, and it takes time, and maybe you've got some things you want to change around and
Yeah.
change orders or whatever. So it makes perfect sense. Do you want that in the form of a motion then that we
I would like it just to have a formal conversation.
just formal
about it.
conversation, put it in the minutes? Okay.
Mhm.
The consensus is that we're not going to fund the 50,000 for 2027. And everybody's in agreement.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep, perfect.
Well, that helps my budget process.
Anything else?
Nope.
No, that's all I have.
Nick, do we want to talk about my requirements not being met?
Yes. Do you want me to lead that one? Or
Sure.
According to EDA bylaws, an EDA board member must either own property in Mayor or be a resident of property in order to continue with their membership. Scott, I believe he doesn't have property in town nor lives in town, so he would thus be ineligible. And this being a good point, because now we've concluded the 26 program, we'll likely get together in the fall once again to talk 27 program. So likely a good point for you to bid adieu.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for all the time
Yes.
and energy
Mhm.
and all the years serving on the board.
Yes, well, thank you very much. It's been fun.
Yeah, you've been a great asset and a lot of good points for this.
Well, thank you.
So
What if you buy a house or a creamery or something?
You can
Yeah,
Back
right.
in.
come
I
back.
was hoping to get in that creamy at 50 grand, but I didn't get it that cheap. So
Well, you probably would have done something with it.
yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't like to sit around. So, but appreciate all the time and working with all you on the board. And I appreciate it. And it's been fun seeing Mayor grow and Bradley, taking the old fire hall and getting on it right away and bringing new people to town. And that's what EDA is all about. So
Mhm.
I think we have some good positive things and Dollar General, and short of what the people on the internet say, I think it's been a great asset and people are very, very happy. And
Very
Thanks.
convenient.
thanks to the architectural board, they made sure that they put a brick facade on and they did it right when they were doing it. And,
Mhm.
so I think, and then we got the splash pad and all these amenities. It's like Mayor's becoming quite the place to be. So
Yeah.
we're a rising community,
Right.
right?
Rising.
A rising community. So thank you very much for everything. And with that, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Second. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Scott.
Yep. I'm taking my placard.
You should.
Nick said I could. So.
What are
Oh, are
we
we
gonna do
taping?
with
Maybe
that?
I should have said that